3, 2, 1. Good love. Yeah, love that. Good love. Good love. You are so Negro. Negro. Negro, 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 Negro. No, I'm not completely stoned. I'm almost there. But I have great news. I have great news. And I'm going to show it to you. Once upon a time. I'm so happy I'm just singing shit, right? Once upon a time. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time. About this motherfucker drinking coffee. Once upon a time. He was drinking coffee one Sabbath morning. Just drinking that shit down. Once upon a time. Listen to another man. Once upon a time. Man say, look at these. Upon a time. I looked up the American nations, or outline, high remark, or outlines of their general history, ancient and modern, including the whole story of the earth and mankind in the Western Hemisphere, the philosophy of American history, the annals, traditions, civilization, languages, etc., and of all the American nations, tribes, empires, states. That's interesting, isn't it? Dumb Dad verses 1452. We grant you, kings of Spain and Portugal. Don't forget, France, by these present documents with apostolic authority, full and free permission to invade, search out, capture, subjugate the Saracens and the pagans and any other unbelievers or enemies of Christ, wherever they may be, as well as kingdoms, duchies, counties, principalities, and other property. Reduce them and their children into perpetual servitude. Go, Dorothy. I'm sorry. I just get so into that when I read that. So, and these are the American nations and tribes and empires and states that were conquered by an empire. I'm sorry, I'm just having some fun, right? You know, people always do, you know, their own shit, so I'm gonna do much. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, 432 dropped a lot that was in this, right? He dropped a lot that was in this, and I was listening, I was like, wow, man, there's a lot in this motherfucking book, man, right? Yeah! So then, when I started just like putting like the eye down on the page, you know, okay, it's electronic, it's not really a page, right? So then I was like putting my eye down on the page, and I saw like, then he started saying stuff about the Bible. I was like, wait a second, did this guy say stuff about the Bible? Woo! So and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to what he's got to say, right? So I'll see how big I can get. I'm gonna stay close to where it was. Oh, wrong button. Try to get it as big as I can. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, excuse me, I'm hyper. And I'm coffeeed. I was hyper before I got coffeed up. And I'm excited. I'm going to tell you why. It's because when you listen to people, sometimes they say some pretty interesting things. And sometimes people
are really smart and you just never know because they never take the chance to show you. Okay? And then sometimes people are really smart, but they're ignorant to shit because of their ego. Now, Sensei says it is all about balance. I say that shit is ludicrous, but Sensei is Sensei. Right? So, whatever. So check this out. Oh, shower now, bound, little elevator music, because we're going up. And so when we were looking at this full title book that Hiram Art showed us existed, great, your fucking mind exploded a bloom and it comes out twice, man. Like then 432 drops. King drops this, you know, and oh man. Okay, whatever. So check this out. It states, it is said, in the beginning, God made the heaven and earth. That is to say, the seed of heaven and earth. Since their matter was yet in confusion in a potential way. St. Augustine on Genesis. The whole Mosaic text. In the whole Mosaic text, there is no Eden, no tree, no apple, no rib, no woman, no snake. There's no ark. But other words, thus improperly translated to veil the sense. It states, Adam is not a man. This is what author's opinion. He said, Adam is not a man, but mankind. Aish, intellectual man. Ashe, mat, or potential will. You, like in human, you or Eve is living existence. Okay, so this is his spiritual beliefs based, well, not only his spiritual beliefs, but this is also his worldly beliefs. You know, so I'm not saying he has worldly thoughts or anything like that. He just grew up in a time where he had more or less a different education than the rest of us. Different principles, different foundation. Now, let's read this more. It says, you or Eve is living existence, right? The names of the patriarchs are all expressive of operations of mankind, yet Moses' unity of God and belief in immortality. Now he states immortality, so I think that's funny that, you know, there's scripture that says, and his natural forces abated, but, you know, prior to, I'm saying it out of context, but it means not abated. Not his natural forces abated, something like that, nor his natural forces abated. So belief in immortality is equivalent throughout, although so obscured by the translation as to be doubted. All right, so this is like, what is this? This is the end part of preface 9 going into preface 10. Right? That's where we're reading from. Now, it says, although obscured by translation as to have been doubted. Moses with his veils is made absurd. Raising the veils, he appears wise, deep, consistent, even more enlightened than our age on many points. D. Olivet notes on Genesis. Whenever the numerical numbers of Moses are taken into their material sense, inextricable difficulties have arisen, and which is, roll back up, and which is the true version out of the three is doubtful. The deep Mosaic meaning and import shall never be known until the ancient lost science of numbers is restored, which was once known in China to Egypt and Europe. D. Olivet. Last note. Now listen closely, because this is the money bag right here. Iblis or Satan, Iblis or Satan was disgraced from heaven, where Rezoin was his successor. Never heard any bullshit like that, but it's interesting. Rezoin was his successor, alright, and exiled to Siestin, right, with the snake and peacock tribes, his followers. Ooh, snake and peacock tribes followers. It says Adam was exiled to Ceylon, Eve to Arabia, and Prince, translation of Ajif Jafar, history of Arabia. Okay, so here's the thing right here. Satan was disgraced and fell, right? He was exiled to this place with the snake and peacock tribes, his followers. You never know when one person's working on one thing. Okay, now Hiram Art brings this book forth, right? Now I told you about, the weirdness of Khalil. Like sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off, sometimes he's just talking crazy, sometimes he's, okay, everybody leave, get the hell out of here, hope my numbers double by next year. And so it's not about numbers, but hope, okay, I feel you, man. But you gotta calm down. You're just talking crazy sometimes, but here you're not. You start talking about the Maori people. Now this is the interesting thing. Now hey, sorry, I'm using your video for education, because there's a great moment of education that you do on here. Let's see, 331. Let's see where this is right here. Let's see here. So he says this, the Maori people.
Into the Pacific.
Now I'm sorry to take it out of context, but this is what matters.
And here are your Maori people. The Maori. In the name, you can see something here. You can see, drop the I and go backwards. That's your Rome. Or Roam. Rome. And they're Polynesians, or they're more than one type of Asian, just like.
Oh, hey, wait. See, this is when it gets crazy. They're Polynesian, right? So I'm gonna type this in: Polynesian, Polynesian, in Utah. Oh, right. So the Mormons, from the islands to the highlands. So the Mormons, man, they went out on their missionary quest, and the people that most listened to the Mormons were the people that resettled in Hawaii, not the people that are originally from Hawaii. If you look at the king of a statue of Hawaii, Kamehameha, here you just go to Google. I guess you go to Google Images, right? I like to go to Google Images because Google Images lies to me in the correct way. I like the way Google Images lie to me. Whatever. I'm hyper. Sorry. Got a lot of energy. Let me say, So I know it's gonna go here. Alright, I had it on the screen already. See, there you go. Kamea, Kamea. Alright? You don't look Polynesian, do we? But Polynesians are all over Hawaii, right? Now, if I type in King Kamea, Kamea, right? They don't put flooded with these other images, right? This dude, that dude, da 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 da, and then you finally get the real image 5 down, right? That's why I say I like when Google lies to me, because I can just visually sit back and say, what matches? What doesn't match? What matches? What doesn't match? What? So you have to ask yourself, why does this image keep coming up? Right? And why does this image keep coming up? Who are these niggas? Who are these niggas? Whoa! Who are these Aborigines? Oh! So I'm gonna go over here to this Polynesian stuff. So the very first Tongan in the United States is said to have come from Utah, with a returning LDS missionary in 1924, followed by another in 1936. So this is recent Polynesians in Utah. Let's go. It's Utah's first Polynesian immigrants left the warm, humid climate of Hawaii and settled here in 1889, drawn by the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. Yeah, see, so it was from their, missionary trips. Nobody here in the States wanted to hear that shit, but the people in Hawaii was like, wow, from the islands to the islands. All right, come on, let me operate this page. You can't operate pages because all these damn ads on here. Who says and such tiny numbers of Pacific Island communities in Utah flourish today, spreading rich and distinctive cultural influences as they go. Utah's per capita share the residents with the ancestral links to the tropical islands of Tonga, Samoa, Hawaii, Tahiti, Guam, Fiji. What? Wait, Samoans on Fiji? What? Now, here, I'll show you another thing. Now, why would Samoans be on Fiji? Now watch this. Google, I need a new tab open. Come on. Come on. Man, it's easier to just open a new tab. This thing is locked up. Alright, hold on. Alright. Fiji. Yes, I forgot. Come on, open it. They're listening. They know I'm recording. They're like, we're gonna put the brakes on him. What's this one? Oh, that's orange footpaste. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna pause it till it's ready. 30 seconds later, it was ready. I shall still cry like a bitch. Alright, so these are the people of Fiji. If I type in indigenous, it's going to say the same people. Okay? So all I did was just type in Fiji people, right? Now, if you look down here, look at this. Now you see them bearing the flag of Great Britain and the fucking Roman cross. Okay? Now you know these people don't give a shit about no damn flag. Just like your black ass don't give a shit about no damn flag. Now you see in here, Polynesian, right? Polynesian, intermingled Polynesian. Now you see what's going on? Now I'm gonna show you. Now, I told you to view people. Now look at this shit. Right? See? Now, here's something crafty. How close is Fiji to the Solomon Islands? Right? Pretty close, man. Excuse me, sorry, drink coffee. See what's going on? Now, what happened? Right? Okay, so let's go back here. Now, you see, the king used to look like this. Now the king look like this. Right? Now, let's go back to Khalil. So wait. Let's go back to this. Oh, I unhighlighted it, didn't I? It was in... Oh, there it is. Snake. Okay, so Iblis or Satan was disgraced from heaven, and Rezar was his successor and exiled to Sestian with the snake and peacock tribes. Tribes, motherfucker, are you listening? So let's go back to this. Whatever.
Just like Polly is saying. Polly, and just like the Roman Catholics do still to this day, they're polytheistic, more than one God. But what I wanted to get to was interesting here, is what they call the white people there. Every island group has a name for white people.
Ours is oppressor.
They act like they don't like white people, but they got a name for them. But they still deal with them on a large level. I mean, it's kind of hard to, so I don't knock them for that. But their word for white people is Pakeka. Pakeka. Sorry, it's been a while since I spoke Polynesian. Pakeka. Okay. But in my translation, not the green language, but in my translation, I'm telling you this H is a K. So it's actually Peacock, Pakeka, Pakeka. And what is Pakeka? A Pakeka is a peacock.
Okay, so, listen. He would not have taken the peacock route if it wasn't for what he's learned over time. The road he's been on, the path he's been on. Now, all of a sudden we have a connection from a book from 1813 to what this dude is about to teach us. Okay, so, whatever year this, I don't know if it's 1813, but anyway, from the 1800s, right? Okay, Satan's exiled with the snake and the peacock tribes. The snake tribes, or the snake itself, and the peacock tribes. Now, let us listen closely.
Yes. Why does that matter? Because it's telling you right here that this is a derogatory term for...
Pakeka is a Maori language term for New Zealanders who are European descent. Recently, the word has been used to refer exclusively either to fair-skinned, there's no such thing as fair fucking skinned, persons, or non-Maori. Hey, listen. If a white person has acne, does that mean their skin is fair? Acne makes the face look shit, right? So how is that fair? No. If anything, fair is a complexion. Hey, they got good skin complexion. There's no fucking bumps on their face. You fucking guys and your fucking twisting of words. It's just, it's beautiful. It's beautiful how you make people think.
or European people of European descent.
Coffee time.
As you can see right here in the Unai Encyclopedia, it tells you what is really being used for on the island.
Now, goes to Encyclopedia. Not many people do this. Let's listen in.
Pakeka or Pakeka, land-stealing honky bastards. Yeah, land-stealing honky bastards.
Yeah, it says land-stealing honky bastards is common. We heard from Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory tells us that the honky term comes from when white people drove to your house. The white male drove to the black home, my home too. So don't act like I'm separating it. When we were in servitude, and they honked the horn, and one of the males ran out to pimp our sister. And this is what it has to do. The honk. All right, is common New Zealand Maori food. Right? It's land stealing honky pronounced land stealing. Pakeka is pronounced land stealing honky bastards. Is a common New Zealand Maori food. It is an introduced species that arrived on sailing ships in 1770 and began taking over the land. Woo! There you have it. A peacock. It's easy. These people mimic the peacock, how they fucking colonize shit, right? What does that say? What does that say? Come on! It began taking over the land and has been deemed a pest. A goddamn pest! Hey, that's funny because I came to the same fucking conclusion. It's a fucking pest. The chaos or pest. Oh, this is beautiful. Beautiful. The goddamn pests. They suck up the fucking AIDS. It's when fucking Agent Smith is talking to Morpheus. You're a fucking virus. They turn everything upside down. I'm a fucking virus here to chew up your goddamn soil. I'm the fucking locust. Ah, dude, isn't that wonderful? Are you guys paying attention? This is why I'm so goddamn excited. I have been cursed, you have been cursed. This is our curse. This is why we're slowly activating to rid the pest. Not all of them act in the mentality of the peacock. It is an introduced species to New Zealand that did you even know there's fucking Maori people in New Zealand? Here's a hey, people of New Zealand, right? N-E-W-Z. Right, watch this shit. Computer, show me the people of New Zealand. Google lied to me. Okay, well, so it goes back and forth, right? So here you have some Maori people, and I've never seen them. You know, when they show fucking New Zealand people, they show you just white people, period. You know, I gotta admit, I've never typed in the word this way. But when I see their soccer team and shit, you know, this is what you publicly see, right? Their soccer and shit, they all look Caucasian, you know, when you briefly see that. You know, I see now more, you know, and here you have the same. So, and you have a lot of face touching, and you know, this guy will draw attention to that. But let's listen to him. Let's listen.
Now, why is that interesting? Because of this next thing, little tidbit I'm gonna show you. Because it's actually a peacock. See, this is the peafowl, and
now. He said, be foul. Now here we have Yahoo. So let's take this Yahoo over here, and we will type in P foul. P pal. P pal. People. P foul. P pal. Right? Little word games, right? So, oh shit, I ain't even ready for that. Come on, baby, search it. Okay, be foul. Where was he looking at? Let's see, it's in Wikipedia. The be foul. 32 tabs open. Computer running. Oh. So he was like, I'm gonna scroll down. Where was he under? Ooh, there it is. So when you see this little shit, right? Whoa, creepiness, man. Half you. Whoa, that's not even human. Polyhead. Polyhead. Many heads. Well, he had two bitches on his arms, or are they all connected as one? And that's just creepiness, one way or the other. There's the snake. There's the peacock leader, right? Oh, shit. Wait. Okay, back here in fucking 18 whatever year, okay, this dude, he doesn't have the internet. 1836. Okay, so he doesn't have the internet back then, right? So it's funny, like when you have the internet today, you start like blah 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 blah, reading shit like this, and it says Iblis or Satan was disgraced from heaven, and his successor was Rezoin, and he was exiled to Sistan with the snake and the peacock tribes, his followers. And then you start like looking at different shit that people pop up, like Khalil, and he starts coming into this word up here, and it's P-foul, and like he says it real quick, he tells you what to look for. So you type in P-foul, and you go to Wikipedia on P-foul, you open it up, and it says the Hindu creature. Oh, sorry, culture. I'm sorry. Sometimes you just say shit that ain't there, but it still seems like it fits, right? Because that's a fucking creature right there. Yeah. I got a sword for you. See, I don't even claim that I'm going to attack humans with that sword. I'm just saying, I just got this sword for like special little creatures. Choppy to your face. Oh, my bad. Lexwill. There we go. The Hindu creature, culture, the peacock is the wait a second. The peacock is the mount. It's the what? The hood ornament of Lord Kartikeya, the god of war. How many times have you heard me tell you this motherfucking shit has to do with Kratos? Kratos. How do you say Kartikeya to fucking people that can't pronounce it in the neighboring land? Kratos. Kartikeya. Kratos. Kartikeya. God of war. Oh, okay, I got that one. God of war. Yeah, same here. All right, see what I'm saying? Different lands, different tongues, based on Babel. Now the UN agreement is to connect the world through the climate change. Let's turn it up. Let's make it hot in this motherfucker. All right. You're a frog in a boiling pot of water, right? It starts off as a cool drink of water. And then slowly, climate change. The fire's turned on low. Climate change. And as you get more and more comfortable in the bubble bath, fire's turned up higher and higher and higher. All praise higher. Hey. Great host of hosts, Holy One of Israel, help us to defeat this so-called god of war, and any others that come to try to rope our necks. We accept you. All disgraces that have come forth without you in our lives, please forgive and accept us, and help us fight these blue things. Salah. Okay, so coffee time, coffee. Okay, so a demon king, Surapodman, okay, was split into two by Kartikeya, and the merciful Lord converted the two parts as a integral part of himself, one becoming a peacock, his mount, and the other a rooster adorning his flag. The peacock displays the divine shape of originator. When it spreads its magnificent plumes into a full-blown circular form. Peacock feathers also adorn the crest of their Lord Krishna, an avatar of Lord Vishnu, one of the Trinity, or whatever. Okay, so, yeah, so let's go back to this guy for a minute. Let's listen to what he has to say. Speak.
It's, the peacock is associated with, some say Satanism, but right here, it's...
We just saw that shit was. I don't give a fuck if they say, oh, a demon king was stopped, he was split in two by this guy. Okay, that's great. That's great. He ain't the creator. He's a blue person. Comes down to earth. Grabbing bitches, putting bitches on his arms. That sure look like some pimp pussy getting shit right there, doesn't it? Hey, baby, like my feathers? Right? Isn't this the CIA eyes everywhere? Right? Same. Just watch how this shit lines up. All seeing eye, right? The peacock displays the divine shape of Omkara when spread its magnificent blooms into full-blown circular form. Listen to this shit. Please listen. In Hindu culture, the peacock is the mount of Lord Kartikeya, the god of war. A demon king, Surapodman, was split into two by Kartikeya, and the merciful Lord converted the two parts as an integral part of himself. Okay, so they say this thing, the god of war, split the demon king into two, and they are now one. Psalms 83. Each of these generals are in control of a nation. So look at this. This nation that is ruled by the god of war took a demon king's nation, was split into two, and converted the two parts as an integral part of themselves. One becoming a peacock, the mount, and the other a rooster adorning his flag. The peacock displays the divine shape of Omkara when it spread its magnificent plumes into a full-blown circular form. Peacock feathers also adorn the crest of their Lord Krishna, another blue person, an Avatar. That's why in Avatar the people are blue. They're not green, they're not purple, they're blue. An avatar of their Lord Vishnu, one of the see, this is another culture that have a Murti. Trinity. Trimurti. 3 motherfuckers. That's every time you hear Trinity, you just need to think 3 motherfuckers. Nothing to do with us. Now, ancient Greeks believed that the flesh of the pedophile did not decay after death, so it became a symbol of immortality. Now, think about leprosy when you hear that. Ancient Greeks, lepers, believed that the flesh of the pedophile did not decay after death, so it became a symbol of immortality. The symbol was adopted by early Christianity. Oh! Syncretism. Come on, does anybody ever fucking look these words up when I tell you what they are? Damn! S-Y-N Cretan, C-R-E-T, Crete, in, ism, look, and meaning. Is the combining of different, often contradictory beliefs while blending practice of various schools of thought. That's why you have fucking Trinity belief in Catholicism and Christianity. God didn't give you a Trinity belief. You don't say, me, the Holy Spirit, and somebody else is going to do something for you. It doesn't say, me, the Holy Spirit, Emmanuel, and King David. That's 4. It doesn't say, me, Emmanuel, King David, Moses, the Holy Spirit. Come on, people. No other God. Christianity is syncretism. Here, let's just say is... Oh, look, syncretism in Christianity. Syncretism. Okay, wait. What? This is a word with a prefix. What is Cretinism? Cretinism is a condition. It's a fucking condition of severely stunted physical and mental growth. This is why people that have colonized Palestine, calling it Israel today, this is why they say Christians are retarded. That's the fucking thing, man. That's medical. It's a disease. Now let's see, Cretism. It's on a different page. Get back up in here. Obsolete, a lie, or falsehood. Cretism. Where does Cretism come from? What's the root word of that? Crete. Oops. D came first. Dickheads in Crete. What's Crete? Crete's a place. Kitty. See you say Crete? Right? Crete. Largest, most populous of Greek islands. Right? Wait, didn't the Greeks come up already? Wait, I don't understand. When we looked at this dumbass, Ancient Greeks, right? Hey, what the? Did that just connect right there? Ancient Greeks believed the flesh of the peafowl, right? Did not decay after death. Leprosy. So it became the symbol of immortality. The symbol was adopted by early Christianity. Thus, many early Christians' paintings and mosaics show the peacock. The peacock is still used in the Easter pagan. Right? How many people baptize pagan at Easter pagan? White people pagans. Right? Especially in the East, right? The eyes in the peacock's tail feathers symbolize the all-seeing Christian God. What? Wah, wah, wah. Okay, see, so when you go with this all-seeing eye shit, Christianity is really Freemasons, right? Freemasons hiding under the guise, right? Like, it's the fucking mystery schools with a fucking army of idiots in front of them. What did it say? What was the definition of fucking cretin? Syncretin comes from cretin. Syncretinism comes from Crete, which you get cretin from. It's a mental disorder. It's identity theft. I have a disorder. I have to steal. Thou shalt not steal or lie. I have a disorder. Here's the original. Here's the replacement. Steal. I have to lie. Right? You gotta see what the fuck's going on, because the all-seeing eye's watching you. Give me an all-seeing eye. What could this guy really be talking about? What is the all-seeing eye? Somebody please tell me. I don't really get it. I don't understand. Christianity's true God has an all-seeing eye. What does that mean? I thought Christ was the true God. Oh, I thought the Father. See, wake the fuck up, man. You think I'm just making this shit up? Just because it says all-seeing eye doesn't mean that's God of Christians. That doesn't mean Christianity took their fucking Christ out of Egypt, and then they went in to dominate it. I covet what you got. Thou shalt not covet. I want what you got. And Ptolemy the fucking Greek went in there with what? A new image of Egyptians all-seeing eye. I mean, Christ. Right? That's why they fell. They don't have a fucking homeland. That's why I told you, it's not all of them. It's an infection. Remember I said that? You thought I was just making shit up, right? They are what? Exiled. And there's a tribe of them that are called the Peacock tribe. This cat knew this. How did he know this? Somebody taught it to him? Or he read it in somebody else's book? So when we follow the peacock, when we connect all the bones, right? It leads to the peafowl. Right? Who came up with Christianity? Romans. Greeks enslaved you. Greeks turned on the Romans during your enslavement. It's in Maccabees. I believe it's 1 Maccabees chapter 8. Greeks got overthrown by the Romans. Greeks took the records and the slaves. And Greeks' money. And Greeks' people. And Greeks' bitches. And what'd they do? They made them part of the empire. Cretinism. What is it? Obsolete, a lie, or falsehood. What is it medically? We just looked at it medically. I just go back one. Cretism. A condition of severely stunted physical and mental growth due to untreated congenital deficiency of thyroid hormones. Wow. Because of thyroid problems, they have stunted mental growth. So they promote that, and you can fucking see it right here. Now, think about all these things that happen in society and ask yourself, isn't this the shit psychologists wrote about prior? Homosexuality, a mental disease. Transgender desires. They've been diagnosed. The fucking second they say condition or diagnosed, that means it's a motherfucking disease. Infected. Can you fucking hear me? Infected. What's an STD? Infected. What's AIDS? It's a military biological weapon to infect. Their goal is a virus to constantly fucking infect. You see it in your own fucking... You see it with your own eyes? You see it with your own eyes? You see it? I see it. I see it. The symbol was adopted by early Christianity. Thus, wait. The symbolism was adopted. See? Don't you understand? Oh, thou shalt not have any graven image. Specifically, in the air, above, below the sea, and below the ground. So these guys snuck in with the peacock, right? And still push the graven image. Why? Because it looks like their entity they worship. Thus, many early Christian paintings and mosaics show the peacock. The peacock is still used in Easter, especially in the East. The peacock's eyes, tail feathers symbolize the all-seeing Christian God. We'll just take that phrase, since you don't believe it's the all-seeing eye, right? I'll go here, and I'll... excuse me. Coffee. Sorry. Wow, wake up, computer. Oh, look. The picture didn't change. Come on, wake the fuck up. Wake up, you're asleep. You're in the land of Nod. Come on, wake up, man. We gotta run. And in some interpretations, the church. Oh, so sometimes it refers to the all-seeing eye. In other times, it refers to the church. Remember, up here, it's still split in two. So the significance of duality, right? Anybody ever listen to the Ethiopian Bible? Shit, I never remember the name. I can't think of it right now. But it talks about the dux. Satan is the dux, the two, right? This entity cut up one evil entity and then what? Combined it? Like it's not gonna have what? If it's split them into two different entities. One the peacock and the other what? The cock, the rooster, right? Doesn't the rooster have one brain? Doesn't the rooster the peacock has one, the rooster has another? So that's what? Two brains now added to this other thing. So that's one entity with three brains. Now, if this is this demon king that he's split in half, or look at all these heads. Come on, man. It don't matter, man. All that fucking. How can they think is one, right? Hydra, cut off one head, another grows back. I just fucking. I'm done with this shit. So then they show you Christian shit with peacocks running around and shit. Right? Peacock served in full plume. Alright, so peacock logo. NBC later adopted the slogan, "We're proud as a peacock." Come on, dude. You know, ow, 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 ow. In Hellenistic imagery, the Greek, right, goddess Hera is pulled by peacock birds, not known to Greeks before the conquest of Alexander. Wait, that's right, because they learned about this Hera from what? Conquering somebody else, right? They took over their what? Let's go back here. Where they took their what? Dumb diverses. They took their principality. They took their gods and their property and their women and their, you know, all their shit. They took all their shit. So, like, all this has to do with the Catholic age of discovery, right? Oh, we've discovered ourselves to be the Catholic Church, the mother of all harlots, and we're going to send out droves of armies to conquer the world.
And then we're gonna take all the resources and start the UCC code. And then one day even the children shall be products.
Excuse me. Age of Discovery inaugurated a major effort to spread Christianity in the New World and to convert the Native Americans. What? And other indigenous people. Oh, wow. The conversion, right? This is how the Catholics gain their power over the earth. Look, everybody, we've brought you another people group even stronger than us, but we've conquered them. And we've enslaved them. You can have them as servants. They can lift shit that you never could. They can do things that you can't do, and you can use them as servants and sex toys and bed wenches and tie them to posts, and you can do anything you want. You can use them as sacrifices to your own gods if you will. I'll help you. I'll send out Vader. I'm sorry, I just can't read this. And other indigenous people, the evangelical efforts to enslave people groups was a major part in a justification for the military conquest of European powers such as Spain, France, Portugal. There's so many others. Why do they just say those three? Why not say Great Britain? Why not say Denmark? Why not say the Dutch? Come on. Amsterdam, New Amsterdam. Come on, New York. Come on, you can fucking with me. Christian missionaries, missions to indigenous peoples, white peoples coming against brown peoples, ran hand in hand in the colonial efforts of Catholic nations. Nations now, there's no fucking such thing as Catholic nation. These are parts of the empire in the Americas and other colonies in Asia and Africa where we greedily killed people and took their monies and peoples and their riches. Most missions were run by religious orders such as the Franciscans, the Dominicans, the Augustinians, and the Jesuits. Now everybody thinks the Jesuits are so evil. And right here, this is linked to Christianity. I don't understand how Christians don't understand they're fucking evil. I don't understand how Catholics pretend they're not fucking children of the devil. But, again, the Franciscans are people and groups, religious orders, who adhere to the teachings and spiritual disciplines of Saint Francis of Assisi, and of main associates and followers such as Clare of Assisi and Anthony of Padua and Elizabeth of Hungary, Turk, among many others. Blah 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 dominations, including Old Catholics, Anglicans, Lutherans. The mother harlot Catholic Church. Catholic Church, Age of Discovery. Most missions were run by religious orders from these Catholic factions. Fraction is something broken. Faction is a people group split. Franciscans deal with what? The Anglican, I'm old school Catholic. I'm old money. Old school slave owner. I'm Anglican. I'm Lutheran. Dominican order. It's not the same thing. The order of preachers, more commonly known of the 15th century as the Dominican order or the Dominicans, is a Roman Catholic religious order. They're not from fucking Dominican. They're not from Dominica. They're not Dominican. They took that name. It came in the 5th century. What what's the time Dum Diversus is written? 1452, 5th century. Founded by the Spanish priest Saint Dominic Guzman in France. So, and approved by Pope Honorius III in 1216 to 1227 on December of 1216. Right? So, more Catholic shit, right? 4 orders, 4 horsemen of Catholics. Augustinians. Who are the Augustinians? They're named after Augustine of Hippo. Right? So what? They used to ride hippos and rhinoceros? Who knows? Applies to 2 separate types of Catholic religious orders and some Anglican religious orders. With Anglicanism, the rule of St. Augustine is followed only by women. So the Augustinians are what? A women's group. And the Society of the Jesuits, members of the Jesuits, is a male religious congregation of the Catholic Church. Right? Members are called Jesuits, right? Society of Jesus. That's what it is. All this shit in the world that you say is evil done by the fucking Jesuits, and it's really the Society of Jesus. But you tell me Jesus isn't evil. They're just doing evil in Jesus' name. That shit is pre-planned. It's turning prophecy upside down. Come on. All this extends from the Dum Diversus. Don't believe me? Scroll down. Also Catholic Age of Discovery. When did the Age of Discovery start? Well, it starts with the fucking European powers, Spain, France, and Portugal. I give you kings of Spain to Portugal. Fucking with these documents. They went out first. France went out next, then Britain. Holland, the Dutch. Wake up, people. It's all sitting right in front of us. Shit ain't hidden. Followers of the Peacock tribe. Who knew it would fucking take us here?
It shows you that the eye of it is like the all-seeing eye, and of the peacock is like the
Catholic Church, the Christian God. This is the Christian God. It refers to this or the church. The eye on the pyramid. You don't think these blue people had anything to do with these pyramids?
all-seeing eye, and the feathers symbolize the all-seeing Christian God.
When Egypt's crushed, where do those false gods go? Don't they go to other nations and get worshipped? Greeks pop up out of nowhere, right? Greeks keep telling, we don't know where we're from. Bible says they're Esau's children mixed with some of Japheth's children. Crete's a fucking island. Japheth's children have the island of the sea all around the world. If it's an island, it was given to Japhet first. I don't care how big or small. If it was Australia, oh, see, they say Australia got its own plate. So, you know these islands sink all the time. And if you want to link it up, all these fallen angels can be found in myths. The thing is Japhet is written in myth and Ham is written in myth. Ham is written as Zeus and Japhet is written as Iapetus. Ham among Zeus. Now when we look at Ham, they completely say in the Zondervan dictionary, this is the same thing that you sit there and say, I'm an Israelite because I'm not African. I'm a Negro. It's the same reason we grew up with people that called themselves African and didn't call themselves Negroes. He became the progenitor of the dark races, not the Negroes. Meaning Ham is the progenitor of the people that were born or live in the African soil or in hot climates, not strictly Africa. Hot climates. Ham's children, the Canaanites, were stripped of their dark skin. Some Canaanites were stripped of their dark skin, so they are no longer part of these dark races when you categorize them as dark races. Not the Negroes, but he's the father. But the Egyptians, he's the father of the Egyptians. Ham is the father of the Ethiopians. That's why when you have people of Kemet, they don't sit there and say we Israelites. People of Kemet enslaved Israelites. When they say I'm an Ethiopian Israelite, that is not true. There might have been admixture or intermixing, as we say in layman terms. But Ethiopians are a Hamitic culture. Now you know, if you read older books, Ethiopians and Negroes, the terms are intermixed sometimes. Sometimes they say they looked as the Ethiopians. And there are other races, it goes ... The nigger is not African. This came out in 2013. So, got all kinds of stuff going there. Too much stuff is happening with that one. You can see it for yourself. All you gotta do is type in Ham, father of the dark races, not the Negro. And that stuff's gonna come up. Alright, so there's more I wanted to show you. I'm gonna scroll down to it real quick. And we'll go back to this Khalil Dude's video. Because now when we look at this Satan and the Peacock tribes. Okay, so we're gonna scroll down a little bit. Now, geography. Now, chapter 1. General introduction. Natural regions of America, ancient and modern nations, historical periods. Okay, so these are the since our globe is better known, it is no longer divided into 4 continents, but must be divided into 3 great parts of the world: the theolomres, each containing 3 lesser divisions or geotomes: Proteolia, or Theolarchon, the ancient world containing Asia, Africa, and Europe, which are continents. Now, we always call it the old world. This says the ancient world. We call it the old world. It is actually called, see, we've been ignorant to this. Listen close. Proteolia, or Tholarchion. Now, number 2, section 2 of number 1. This is, what is it called again? Chapter 1, section 2. Neotholia, or Hesperia, the New World. So the section of world we live in is called Neotholia, or Hesperia, containing Attila, or North America. Now, we live in Attila, and we call it North America today. We've been dumbed down. We just call it America, America, America. North America, South America, Central America. And then we get, and Canada. Now, Canada is part of Attila. Mexico is part of Attila. There is no separation by this author. Wherever he learned this, there was no separation when he learned this. Canada, North America, meaning the U.S., and Mexico are one landmass called Attila. 2, Colombia or South America. Now, when you understand that Horace Butler talks about Alexander the Great building a land bridge connecting Central America to South America, then that's why you can understand Central is connected artificially. So, Colombia or South America, which are 2 continents, and the Antilles or West Indies, the archipelagos to the east and north. Now listen, of Antilles. Now we've heard Antilles before. We've heard West Indies. So the archipelagos to the east and north, Carib and Lucates Islands. Now listen, Oceania or Tholoniesa, the oceanic or insular world. Now, some of you might be thinking, hey, this is just bullshit. Now I'm going to show you this, and this is why I got this up on screen. You type in Oceanic Negro, and then it says right here, Samuel Morton posted a Negro family which he grouped with the Kaf. That's why some African tribes are called Kafir, to call them nigger. Kafrian, Hottentot, Oceanic Negro, Australian. Now when you classify the Australian, the island grouping of Solomon Islands are right there. Fiji's right there. The Alflorian families, that might, I don't know, that might be it, but I don't know what Alflorian families are. So if somebody wants to enlighten us all and post in the comments what the, if somebody wants to individually post what each of these are, the Catherine, the Hottentot, alright, Hottentot or Bushman, Oceanic Negro. When you go into Negroid, it breaks all this shit down. I mean, you don't have to post it. I'm just trying to get you guys more involved and shit. You know, they got images over here showing what everybody looks like and shit. You know, this is why they give you the bullshit about the sub-Saharan African and shit, you know. That's why they call you African, right? Negroid versus Caucasoid versus Mongoloid. Now, see, when you say Mongoloid, it's not an insult unless you're trying to insult somebody. It is a clinical word. When you say Negroid, that's not the same as saying nigger. White people are very exact with words. When you sit there and get in arguments and they say, I meant nigger like friendly, and you sit there and say, no man, and they say, that's what I said, and they're just fucking with you. They're plain ignorant. That's why I don't allow anybody to say that shit to me, because it's just gonna get me irate. It's used as an insult, and they know that is. Although its validity and utility are disputed by many anthropologists, Negroid as a biological classification remains in limited use in the field of forensic anthropology. So when you scroll down, they'll give you the subraces over here, right? Now they go over the Aryan, the Semitic, the Hamitic, and these are part of the Caucasoid race. Don't believe me? The Aryan is part of the Caucasoid. The Semitic, they say, is part of the Caucasoid, right? No. That's how you know they like to bullshit you, right? Okay, so the Korean tribes, the Tibetan, Malay, right? Polynesian, Maori, Micronesian, Eskimo, and American. I think it says indigenous people of Americas. Alright, so that's how you know it's bullshit. These are all under the Mongoloid race. See, they're not going to do the division of the indigenous peoples. See, they're not. But when you look over here, and so even the Chinese, now you already know that the Chinese, who's part of the Mongoloid race, that you already know that they're African. So there's North Mongol, there's Chinese and Indonesia, there's Japanese and Korean, Tibetan, Malay, Pali, Maori, Micronesian, Eskimo, and American Indian are all related as subfamilies. Now, over here in the Negroid race, you have the African Negro. Now, did you understand what's written right there? Hamites are classified under the Caucasoid race, and the nigger in Africa is called the African Negro. Then they have the Cochin. Then they have the Melanesian. Now, you have the Negrito and the Australoid. Now, I'm not going to argue all the shit that's on their charts because, you know, this has to do with Freemasonry, classifying people as white and black. But when they deal with anthropology, it's different because you can see the bone structure of the dead. You know, so just keep that in mind. Now, let's go back to we're done with that part. We've looked at what syncretism is. We understand it's from Crete and Cretism. A word that's based off of that is Cretinism. When you say what is a Cretin or a Cretan, it is a counterpane of patchwork full of odd little party colored squares, right? Patchwork. You know, when you patch shit together, it's completely it's pieces. So when you look at syncretism, it's pieces of different religion brought together. When you look at Cretan, it's patchwork. When you type Cretan, it's a food group. What is it? It's pork. Okay, so, you know, all this goes back to P-file. Right? Aristotle refers to the Persian bird, right? The peacock motif. White people are Arabs. The peacock motif was revived in the Renaissance iconography. You know what icon means, right? Images, right? And unified Hera and Juno, right? Hera and Juno. And on each European painter's focused. One myth states that Hera's servant, the 100-eyed Argus Pantops, was instructed to guard the woman-turned cow, Lo. Hera had transformed Lo into a cow after learning Zeus' interest in her. Zeus had the messenger of the gods, Hermes, kill Argus through eternal sleep and free Lo. According to Ovid, to commemorate her faithful watchman, Hera had the 100 eyes of Argus preserved forever in the peacock's tail. Alright, so let's finish it out with what started and got our attention. Oh wait, this is actually what started and got us our attention. Bum bum bum. Now, I want to read this last part because this last part is pretty important. Alright, so it says from west Indies, the archipelagos to the east and north, Carib and Leucrates Islands, Oceania and Thessalonia, the oceanic and insular world. What is an insular world? Has everybody ever wondered what is an insular world? What does insular mean? Insular, separated from other people, not knowing of interest or in new or different ideas, related to the island or islands. See, this is a word that Japheth's people has brought. Insular, having a narrow view of the world. Alright, if you are infecting the world, you are looking at the world as in a narrow view, right? All commodity. That is why the world is in a destroyed pattern, right? And Japheth shall dwell in the tents of Shem. Alright, the inner solar world, right? Referring to the islands, containing Australia, which is a continent, but it's considered oceanic. So, because it's a continent, I believe. Meganesula, or the Great Islands from Japan till Ceylon and Madagascar. Polynesia and the small eastern islands. These two last form immense groups of archipelagos, or clustered islands. So every time you see archipelagos, it just means clustered islands. Now, why wouldn't somebody just type two fucking words, clustered islands, instead of archipelagos? But it's just because they got the word archipelagos, I believe, from Greek or something like that. Therefore, the terrestrial world concludes 6 continents and 3 groups of clustered islands, forming 9 geotomes. It is Neotholia. Neotholia is North America. You go back up. Neotholia or Hesperia, the New World, containing Atlanta or North America, Colombia, South America, and the Indies, and the Carib and Leucrates Islands. So Neotholia contains all that group. Alright. The New World. Or the 2 Americas, a double continent crowned in the east and towards the 2 poles by the archipelagos. Alright, so this is what I wanted to highlight. I don't even want to go any further. 2 poles by the islands? That's weird. Because I thought the pole was up north, where there's no islands. And I thought, Antarctica was a continent, which this guy does not fucking say. And that's where the other pole was. Because this guy is bringing a lot of truth that I've never heard before. I mean, he's bringing a lot of truth that I never heard before. So much so that this guy's antenna picked it up. No matter what he says, he's still sitting there telling you hi as God. Okay?
So the word for peacock originates with the Maori people, and this peacock is associated with the eyes, and the peacock tail feather symbols the all-seeing Christian God. And in some interpretations, the church. Not only that, I got some more for you. Not only that, in the book of Romans, because they are the Romans, I'm telling you, they're your Romans. It tells you God's wrath against sin. Okay, so I'm trying my hand on the New Testament. I'm trying to broaden my horizons, and this is how I decided to do that. In Romans, it states in Romans 1:26, and it says, because of this, God gave them over to shameful lusts. Even their women exchanged natural sexual relations for unnatural ones.
Now, that is talking about us, our women, I believe. Now, I'm not trying to dog our women. I'm trying to tell you that's written in the Old Testament too. I think I read it within 2 weeks. They exchanged the truth of God for a lie, Christianity, and worshipped and served other things besides Christianity. Don't get me wrong. Now Christianity is the new thing. That is what you do. You jump to the new thing. This is why they can sell. This is why they sell. Their God is war and commerce. But you don't believe me. You just saw the Christian God of war. It's a fucking peacock. Represents the all-seeing eye. NBC. WNBC. That's funny. I brought up Howard Stern the other day. Now it's right back to NBC, right? They exchanged the truth. The Israelites exchanged the truth of God that they were supposed to teach, and they accepted the lie. Satan fell and did what? Taught the nations lies, right? And the Israelites accepted. They accepted. They said, I do. Be the bride of Christ. I do. And they worshiped. They bent down to wood and fucking stone. This guy died for our sins. They bent down to wood and fucking stone. Accept Christ or fucking die. Inquisition. Accept Christ or die. We are the children of those that accepted other gods in exchange for our lives and our land. And served created things rather than the Creator. Ptolemy created Christ off of Egyptian pantheon shit. Who is forever worthy of praise? Who is forever worthy of praise? And worshipped and served created things rather than the Creator. The Creator who is worthy. The Holy One of Israel, or the Holy One of the children, the one that created all of us. For this reason, God gave them over to dishonorable passions. Even their women exchanged natural relations for unnatural ones. Likewise, the men abandoned natural relations with women and burned with lust for one another. Men burning with lust for one another. So you take these men and you take these families and you say, hey, I want to have you take your son and turn them into a girl and take these pills. And I'll give you some government money. And then men grow up feminized by chemicals. And what? Start living their lives as women. We are in a society that desires things upon image. Vanity. It's a great looking tits. It's a great looking face. It's a fucking man. Wait, what? Are you sure? Doctors perform surgeries to turn women into men. Doctors perform surgeries to turn men into women. The doctor's oath is to Apollyon. Who brought these words? They had a god over them, Apollyon. Who brought these hospitals everywhere? Your Freemasons. Your white generals. Your caucus generals. Freemasons don't allow blacks in them. Blacks have their own Freemasonry called the Boule. That's separate. They have to have Greek mysteries. The Greeks allow them in. The other white races don't. There's no blacks in the Scottish society. They tell you that. Scottish society, Scottish Rite started the KKK. How does that look if the Scottish Rite Society have fucking blacks in their fucking town hall meetings? We've got to keep these niggers enslaved. Oh, sorry, Jerome. Chill, man. How the fuck would that look? Jerome, put this hood on. Come on, man. You gotta understand what the fuck's going on.
Let me get into King James, because some people are kind of anal about King James. So, let me get that. For this cause God gave them up unto vile affections, for even their women did change the natural use into that which is against nature. Now, why did I decide to bring you this for my New Testament lesson? I decided to bring you this because I knew where this would take me, and I looked it up, and it took me to the...
This is the funny thing. I don't think he understood that was about ourselves. Like I read it off the side. The same God gave them up for the desires, right? That's right here. God's wrath against sin. But that's against the Israelites. So he goes to the LGBT rights, the gay, lesbian, transgender shit, right?
Sexual activity legal?
Of New Zealand. LGBT rights in New Zealand.
Yes or no? Yes. Male same-sex sexual activity was legal in 1986. Female was never criminalized. Gender identity or expression? Yes, protected in anti-discrimination law and hate crimes legislation.
Now, you're an indigenous person. You are not protected by any fucking law. Indigenous plants are protected by laws. You, an indigenous person, are not protected by law. Animals are protected by motherfucking laws. You, an indigenous person, are not protected by any motherfucking laws. Homosexuals are protected by law. Now, if you're a homosexual indigenous person, then you're protected by law. Oh, right? Come on, man. Who the fuck makes these rules? Who sits back and makes these rules? The white man. The white man. Who sits back and makes these rules? The white man. The white man. Liberals. What? Liberals. What? Conservatives. What? Conservatives. How can you call yourself fucking liberals when you don't liberate a goddamn thing? Indigenous people don't got no rights, but gays do. But gays do. Indigenous people ain't got no rights, but plants do. But plants do. Indigenous people ain't got no rights, but animals do. But animals do. They keep them in the zoo. They keep them in the zoo. Oh, don't they keep the indigenous people in the zoo? They just don't give you rights. Dr. Martin Luther King fought for you to get their finance, though. You guys don't respect him for that. He said, if you kill my brother, I want to be reimbursed for the life that you took. Now, some people think that's respectable. Some people don't. In these evil people's greedy communities, taking any money from them hurts them. So each person on his own can decide how they feel about that themselves. But at least when you do go to these fucking Masonic devil courts with admiralty law of the sea, because they don't have a home anymore because God sunk their land. At least you got something to stand on, something to float in. Civil rights. Should be called human rights.
Military service? Yes, gays and lesbians allowed to serve. Discrimination Protections, Human Rights Acts of 1993 covers sexual orientation and gender identity and expression. Now, you would go, why would I say just, because anybody could have this. Any group could have these things, That's not an anomaly, you might be saying. Well, it is when you look at the actions. Okay? It is when you look at the actions. I mean, need I say more? That's the New Zealand people greeting. Okay, this looks like pedophilia. I mean, I know that people may be saying that this is a stretch, but when you see it between a man and a woman, that's natural. But what were the Romans doing? Unnatural sex, right? Even the women. Now I'll show you something. Watch this. Okay, would you allow your daughter to greet a little girl, another little girl like this? I'm guessing, well, I'm hoping not. And you yourself, would you greet another man like this? I hope not. Yeah. So these are your Romans. It's in their name, Maori. Just backwards. Okay? Just as it states here in Isaiah 29:16. We turn things upside down as if the potter were thought to be like the clay. Just as it states here in Isaiah 29:16. You turn things upside down as if the potter were thought to be like states here in Isaiah 29:16. You turn things upside down as if the potter were thought to be like the clay. That's why you guys don't know who these people are. They tell you right where they come from. They show you that they come from Japheth's area, his line. Japheth's line, see? Right there. Green. The green is Japheth. Oh, the green language too. Never mind. Never mind. But yeah, they tell you where they come from. The Maori are your Romans. Polytheistic. Polynesians or Asians. Yeah. With calling white, calling Europeans that come to their island Pakeka or Pakeka or Pakeka. Yeah, the peacock or the peafowl that deals with the all-seeing God, eye of the Christian God. They're spoken of.
All right, real quick, since because I'm recording. This is a brother just sent this to me. He said this is a gift from a friend. Took a picture of it, and there you see a buffalo right there on one side of the coin, and on this side of the coin you can pretty much see that Indian. It looks pretty Negro, and you see those thick braids. It's easy for, how our hair braids, so take that for what you will. This just came in from brother DeMario. Alright, so
Romans. That's who Romans is speaking of. At least some of it, because I don't really know Romans very well. But I'm trying to help as many people as I can, because if there's something to be shown in the New Testament, I'll do my best to show what I know or what I've researched. They're big on LGBT. Big on it. Woman, child, for this reason, God gave them. This is, I teach that, and I don't think you want that for you and your family either. Be you black, white, or whatever. I just don't think that's a natural human thing.
Alright, I'm gonna stop there. Remember, this is a long book. Anybody taking time to read this helps. You know, there's all kinds of parts in here to highlight. When you get to section 24 and 25, 39, 35, he says, 22, sorry, 24. Now, in 23, he starts talking about what's going on here prior to 1492. Touchdown! Oops, dropped the speaker. And down here in 24, in my Atlantic Journal of 1832 will be kind of a classification of the ancient nations in both Americas, divided into 25 groups, 14 in the north and 11 in the south. But the first attempt cannot be perfect. It requires a close study of all the American languages before I can ascertain correctly all their mutual affinities to reduce each to the real parent group. So what he's trying to do is trying to see what people groups come from where, based on language, and reduce each to their real parent group. Meantime, this attempt and the further correction of it in this work will become very useful history basis. I give therefore the list of 25 groups with the well-known nation and language as its type. To each others may be gradually reduced. So it starts off with the language and then the people groups that use it. So the Angui language, the type is Huron and Iroquois. Unless I'm reading that wrong. With well-known nation and language, which to which others may be gradually reduced. The Inuit, the Yuski or Inuit type of Esquimaux. Well, Inuit is a people. I know that much. So the Agai is a people, but the Hurons are people. So not too positive how this one goes. But the Leni, the type is the Lappy or the Delaware. So that's the Delaware Indians or the Leni Lap Indians, and what they did was they had the Leni writing style. So I understand that one because we did that video that talked about the Delaware Indians and how they did the record keeping for the other Indians in the area. Now there's the Wakash or the Chipos and Nutas. Now Wakash is one of those words I saw kind of up in Utah, or Wakash Mountains or something like that. So keep that in mind. There's the Shere and the Panis. So this is the Indian group, and this is the language they use. So this Inuit, I think, is backwards. So it's the Uski is the language, I believe, or Inuit is the language, and people today call them Inuit wrong because they're of Esquimaux. That's why they call them Eskimos. Esquimaux, excuse me. Alright, so then you have the Natchez is the language used by the Comanche and the Catos. Alright, the Kafa is the language used by the Washas and the Ozags and the Decos and the Sioux. Alright, then you have the Choctaw used by the Choctaws and the Chachis. You have the Atali used by the Tuluzics, those are probably Turks, or Cherokees, who M.L. Smith thinks the Cherokees is the Cheromosh that's talked about in the Bible. I think the Cheromosh, I can't remember if they're who the Cheromosh are, but he believes that the Cherokee are the Cheromosh. Then you have the Atalan. Now we are familiar with the word Aztlan, but you have the Atalan, and this is the Tarascus Indians, which I've never heard of. You have the Atami language used by the Atamis people. you have the Anahuac language used by the Aztecas. Now, we understand that the Atland is the home of the Aztecas. That could mean that the Aztecas are part of the Tarascus, or it could mean, how he states up here earlier, that, but this, my first attempt cannot be perfect. It requires a close study of all the American languages. Okay, so this is his first attempt, so based on what we know, we'll just listen to what he says. And we'll look and read through this and see if we can find if there's another attempt or if it's a second book that he makes another attempt. It says Maya types the Mayans and Huaztecs. Now, we already know that the Mayans called themselves the Quiche, so there's 3 nations of the Quiche, and the Aztecas are not the Quiche. I've stated that they that something or another, I've blended that together somehow in a previous video. I'm sorry. It seems that they're separate blood, but still of different tribes. If Pakeka is Pakal, don't know, investigating it, then that means that he's Mayan, and that is listed as Pakeka, or Pakeka set himself up, and that's Jacob's children. Now, if the Aztec didn't set themselves up, they did other shit, then that's not listed as Jacob's children, that's listed as the 10 tribes, the house. So we gotta see which one's which, so we can understand more. This isn't some fucking hobby, this is our lives. So the Mayas, or the Maya language, the Mayas used it, and the Huaztecas. Okay, the Clional, and the Tezendals and the Clois used that language. Okay, so it says there was 14 in North America and 11 in South America. So now it says in South America, the Aruac types, or Aruac language, is used by the Haitians, the Araucas, the Teos, and LC. I don't know what that means. You have the Kalina in South America. Types are the Caribs and the Tamamacs. You have the Purist language, and it's used by the Maypurist people. You have the Yorora language, and it's used by the Guerreros, and Beatois. You have the Kuna language, and they're used by the Darins. You have the Mena language, and they are used by the Pantos people. You have the Maka language, and they're used by the Muzakis. You have the Guarani language, and they're used by the Tuapis and the Omaguas. You have the Mara language, they're used by the Quinchias and the Ayamaras. You have the Lua language, they're used by the Vilvales and the Mabias. And you have Chile language, and they're used by the Chileans, notwithstanding the condensed form of these outlines. The ample materials to be brought together will extend them perhaps beyond the desirable limits. In order to lessen this difficulty, and yet omit nothing that is new or important, the work will be divided into 3 series. The Annals of South America, where the generalities will be introduced that need not be repeated in the second series on the Annals of North America, and two, the Annals of North America. 3, illustrations of the outlines, where will be thrown and collected all the collateral proofs, documents, vocabularies of languages, manuscripts, facts, and events. Okay, that's it. Have a good day. Flourish today, spreading rich and distinctive cultural influences as they go. Utah's per capita share the residence with the ancestral links to the tropical islands of Tonga, Samoa, Hawaii, Tahiti, Guam, Fiji. What? Wait, Samoans on Fiji. What? Now, here, I'll show you another thing. Now, why would Samoans be on Fiji? Now watch this. Google, I need a new tab open. Come on. Come on. Man, it's easier to just open a new tab. This thing is locked up. Alright, hold on. Alright. Fiji. Yes, I forgot. Come on, open it. They're listening. They know I'm recording. They're like, we're gonna put the brakes on them. What's this one? Come on. Alright, I'm gonna pause until it's ready. 30 seconds later, it was ready. I shall still cry like a bitch. Alright, so these are the people of Fiji. If I type in indigenous, it's going to say the same people. Okay? So all I did was just type in Fiji people, right? Now, if you look down here, look at this. Now you see them bearing the flag of Great Britain and the fucking Roman cross. Okay? Now you know these people don't give a shit about no damn flag. Just like your black ass don't give a shit about no damn flag. Now you see in here, Polynesian, right? Polynesian, intermingled Polynesian. Now you see what's going on? Now I'm gonna show you. Now, I told you to view people. Now look at this shit. Right? See? Now, here's something crafty. How close is Fiji to the Solomon Islands? Right? Pretty close, man. Excuse me, sorry, drink coffee. See what's going on? Now, what happened? Right? Okay, so let's go back here. Now, you see, the king used to look like this. Now the king look like this. Right? Now, let's go back to Khalil. So wait. Let's go back to this. Oh, I unhighlighted it, didn't I? It was in... Oh, there it is. Snake. Okay, so Iblis or Satan was disgraced from heaven, and Rezar was his successor and exiled to Sestian with the snake and peacock tribes. Tribes, motherfucker, are you listening? So let's go back to this. Whatever.
Just like Polly is saying. Poly, and just like the Roman Catholics do still to this day, they're polytheistic, more than one God. But what I wanted to get to was interesting here is what they call the.
But you know, prior to, I'm saying that out of context, but it means not abated. Not his natural forces abated. Something like that, nor his natural forces abated. So, belief in immortality is equivalent throughout, although so obscured by the translation as to be doubted. All right, so this is like what is this? This is the end part of preface 9, going into preface 10. Right, that's where we're reading from. Now, it says, although obscured by translation as to have been doubted. Moses with his veils is made absurd. Raising the veils, he appears wise, deep, consistent, even more enlightened than our age on many points. D. Olivet notes on Genesis. Whenever the numerical numbers of Moses are taken into their material sense, inextricable difficulties have arisen, and which is, roll back up, and which is the true version out of the three is doubtful. The deep Mosaic meaning and import shall never be known until the ancient lost science of numbers is restored, which was once known in China to Egypt and Europe. D. Olivet. Last note. Now listen closely, because this is the money bag right here. Iblis or Satan, Iblis or Satan was disgraced from heaven, where Rezoin was his successor. Never heard any bullshit like that, but it's interesting. Rezoin was his successor, alright, and exiled to Siestin, right, with the snake and peacock tribes, his followers. Ooh, snake and peacock tribes followers. It says Adam was exiled to Ceylon, Eve to Arabia, and Prince, translation of Ajif Jafar, history of Arabia. Okay, so here's the thing right here. Satan was disgraced and fell, right? He was exiled to this place with the snake and peacock tribes, his followers. You never know when one person's working on one thing. Okay, now Hiram Art brings this book forth, right? Now I told you about, the weirdness of Khalil. Like sometimes he's on, sometimes he's off, sometimes he's just talking crazy, sometimes he's, okay, everybody leave, get the hell out of here, hope my numbers double by next year. And so it's not about numbers, but, okay, I feel you, man. But you gotta calm down. You're just talking crazy sometimes, but here you're not. You start talking about the Maori people. Now this is the interesting thing. Now hey, sorry, I'm using your video for education, because there's a great moment of education that you do on here. Let's see, 331. Let's see where this is right here. Let's see here. So he says this, the Maori people.
Into the Pacific.
Now, I'm sorry to take it out of context, but, this is what matters.
And here are your Maori people. The Maori. In the name, you can see something here. You can see, drop the I and go backwards. That's your Rome. Or Roam. Rome. And they're Polynesians, or they're more than one type of Asian, just like.
Oh, okay, wait. See, this is when it gets crazy. They're Polynesian, right? So I'm gonna type this in: Polynesian, Polynesian, in Utah. Oh, right. So the Mormons, from the islands to the highlands. So the Mormons, man, they went out on their missionary quest, and the people that most listened to the Mormons were the people that resettled in Hawaii, not the people that are originally from Hawaii. If you look at the king of a statue of Hawaii, Kamehameha, You know, and here you just go to Google. I guess you go to Google Images, right? I like to go to Google Images because Google Images lies to me in the correct way. I like the way Google Images lie to me. Whatever. I'm hyper. Sorry. Got a lot of energy. Let me say, see, I know it's gonna go here. All right, I had it on the screen already. See, there you go. Kamehameha. All right. You don't look Polynesian, do we? But Polynesians are all over Hawaii, right? Now, if I type in King Kamehameha, right? They don't put flooded with these other images, right? This dude, that dude, da 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 da, and then you finally get the real image 5 down, right? That's why I say I like when Google lies to me, because I can just visually sit back and say, what matches? What doesn't match? What matches? What doesn't match? What? So you have to ask yourself, why does this image keep coming up? Right? And why does this image keep coming up? Who are these niggas? Who are these niggas? Whoa! Who are these Afro-Asians? Oh! So I'm gonna go over here to this Polynesian stuff. So the very first Tongan in the United States is said to have come from Utah, with a returning LDS missionary in 1924, followed by another in 1936. So this is recent Polynesians in Utah. Let's go. It's Utah's first Polynesian immigrants left the warm, humid climate of Hawaii and settled here in 1889, drawn by the Church of Jesus Christ and Latter-day Saints. Yeah, see, so it was from their, missionary trips. Nobody here in the States wanted to hear that shit, but the people in Hawaii was like, wow, from the islands to the highlands. All right, come on, let me operate this page. You can't operate pages because all these damn ads on here. Who says, and such tiny numbers, Pacific Island communities in Utah. I'll see how big I can get. I want to stay close to where it was. Oh, wrong button. Trying to get it as big as I can. Hopefully you can see it. Oh, excuse me. I'm hyper. And I'm coffeeed. I was hyper before I got coffeed up. And I'm excited. I'm going to tell you why. It's because when you listen to people, sometimes they say some pretty interesting things. And sometimes people are really smart and you just never know because they never take the chance to show you. Okay? And then sometimes people are really smart but they're ignorant to shit because of their ego. Now, Sensei says it is all about balance. I say that shit is ludicrous, but Sensei is Sensei. Right, so, whatever. So check this out. Oh, shawana bound, little elevator music, because we're going up. And so when we were looking at this full title book that Hiram Art showed us existed. Great. Your fucking mind, you blow a bloom and it comes out and twice, man. Like then 432 drops. King Drop drops this, and oh man. Okay, whatever. So check this out. It states it is said, in the beginning, God made the heaven and earth. That is to say, the seed of heaven and earth. Since their matter was yet in confusion in a potential way, St. Augustine on Genesis, the whole Mosaic text, in the whole Mosaic text, there is no Eden, no tree, no apple, no rib, no woman, no snake. There's no ark. But other words, thus improperly translated to veil the sense. It states, Adam is not a man. This is what author's opinion. He said, Adam is not a man, but mankind. Aish, intellectual man. Ashe, mat, or potential will. You, like in human, you are Eve is living existence. Okay, so this is his spiritual beliefs based, well, not only his spiritual beliefs, but this is also his worldly beliefs. So I'm not saying he has worldly thoughts or anything like that. He just grew up in a time where he had more or less a different education than the rest of us. Different principles, different foundation. Now, let's read this more. It says, you or Eve is living existence, right? The names of the patriarchs are all expressive of operations of mankind, yet Moses' unity of God and belief in immortality. Now he states immortality, so I think that's funny that, there's scripture that says, and his natural forces abated. 3, 2, 1. Good love. Yeah. Love that. Good love. Good love. You are so Negro. Negro. Negro, 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 Negro. No, I'm not completely stoned. I'm almost there. But I have great news. I have great news. And I'm going to show it to you. Once upon a time. I'm so happy I'm just singing shit, right? Once upon a time. I want to tell you a story. Once upon a time. About this motherfucker drinking coffee. Once upon a time. He was drinking coffee one Sabbath morning. Just drinking that shit down. Once upon a time. Listen to another man preach. Upon a time. Man say, look at these. Upon a time. I looked up the American nations, or outline, or outlines of their general history, ancient and modern, including the whole story of the earth and mankind in the Western Hemisphere, the philosophy of American history, the annals, traditions, civilization, languages, etc., and of all the American nations, tribes, empires, states. That's interesting, isn't it? Come to verses 1452. We grant you, kings of Spain and Portugal. Don't forget, France, by these present documents, with our apostolic authority, full and free permission to invade, search out, capture, subjugate the Sassanians and the pagans and any other unbelievers or enemies of Christ, wherever they may be, as well as kingdoms, duchies, counties, principalities, and other property. Produce them and their children into perpetual servitude. Go, Dorothy. I'm sorry. I just get so into that when I read that. So, and these are the American nations and tribes and empires and states that were conquered by an empire. I'm sorry. I'm just having some fun, right? You know, people always do, you know, their own shit, some of it too much. So there's a lot of stuff in here. Okay, 432 dropped a lot that was in this, right? He dropped a lot that was in this, and I was listening. I was like, wow, man, there's a lot in this motherfucking book, man, right? Yeah. So then when I started just like putting like the eye down on the page, you know, okay, it's electronic. It's not really a page, right? So then I was like putting my eye down on the page, and I saw like, then he started saying stuff about the Bible. I was like, wait a second, did this guy say stuff about the Bible? Woo! So and I was like, okay, I'm gonna listen to what he's got to say, right? So